This is Ben Davison. Subscribe to Stephen Icon.
Right, thank you, Rob, for sending me this article, and I shall put it for the rest of you guys in the description box, as always. So Frank Warren has been speaking to ESPN, and he said that he's hopeful of a rematch, and it looks like a rematch could well happen between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, and he says, in America. Anyway, this is what Frank Warren had to say. We're trying to make that fight at the moment. Everyone wants the fight, and most importantly, the fighters want it. The venue is looking like the US. That's where the money is. Tyson was disappointed with the judge in the last fight, and I was. So a lot of things need to be sorted, but the US is where they want it, probably in the second quarter. Vegas would be one of the options. I wouldn't want to go back to California. I didn't like working with the Californian Commission, and there were a lot of things we didn't like there. Tyson is already in the gym working hard, ticking over, and I think we would get the fight versus Wilder before June. He then goes on and starts talking about Eddie Hearn and all that kind of thing. You know how Frank Warren gets. He wants to use Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua as hype. No problem. So we're not going to get into that bit. Just talking about purely the rematch, first of all. Yes, of course, we've seen that Tyson Fury, of course, he wants to rematch. Deontay Wilder said he wants to rematch. So what Frank Warren is saying, both fighters want the fight. Agreed. But of course, that was his whole narrative last time. If both fighters want it, it's easy to make, right? So that's what he said. But for the fight to be in America, this is the bit that's kind of niggling me a little bit. Because the first one was built champion versus champion. Whether we agree with it, whether we don't, that's how the first fight was built. The WBC champion versus lineal. Nobody's ever spoken about lineal before, but lineal is a subject now. Champion versus champion. So one champion, Tyson Fury, travelled to another champion's backyard, Deontay Wilder, in America for the first one. Tyson Fury got screwed, whether you agree with that or whether you don't. Either way, the first fight went to points, and it was a draw. So therefore, Tyson Fury did travel. So this time, shouldn't the other champion then return the favour and come to the UK? Surely to God. And that's what Tyson Fury wants. And Frank Warren has said that's what they want, as in that's what Team Wilder want. Team Wilder want it in America. So for me, this is one of two things. Number one, Team Wilder is refusing to come to the UK. In other words, him accusing Joshua and whatever else of saying he's not a world champion, he's a UK champion. Well, you're exactly the same. You've never defended your title outside of America, correct? Right. So, and here's your ideal opportunity to return the favour. Do the decent thing. But it does appear that they don't want to do that. They want to have it in America. So if that's not the case, then Frank Warren, he doesn't really have his client's best interest at heart, does he? He's not fighting hard enough to get it in the UK. He should be in the UK. Tyson Fury said he would love it at Old Trafford. That's in Manchester United Football Club Stadium. So either Frank Warren doesn't have Tyson Fury's best interest at heart, or he's purely looking at the money side. So he's saying that the money's in America. First of all, as a British promoter, you shouldn't really be saying that. Shouldn't you be trying to get talent on your shows in the UK, surely? But Vegas, of course, Vegas is a big money maker. No doubt about it. It's not the biggest arena in the world. Was it 19,000 or something? But either way, of course, they do get the cut of the slot machines over the weekend. That's why Floyd Mayweather fights there. That's why Canelo fights there. All that kind of thing. So Vegas, if the fight is going to happen, Vegas would be the optimum location, surely, right? But for me, it's a case of either Wilder is refusing to come to the UK, because as I said before, when he came to the UK before in Belfast, in Northern Ireland, he looked like a deer in the headlights. He looked nervous, even though he has a very decent fan base here. Have you ever seen Wilder have people run up to him for selfies and autographs and all this kind of thing? He was in his element. But yeah, he did look a little bit nervous. So either way, for me, is it a case of Frank Warren is just doesn't have his client best interest at heart? He doesn't have Tyson Fury's best interest at heart, fighting hard enough? Is he just giving in just to concede because he wants that fight? Running the risk that the judges could screw Tyson Fury again? Because it's unlikely he's going to knock out Wilder, right? It's unlikely. It could happen, but it's unlikely. So for me, it's either a case of Team Wilder just refusing to come, trying to hold all the A-side cards on this. So the first fight was a complete lie then, wasn't it? Champion versus champion. lineal #1 heavyweight in the world, all that kind of thing. So therefore, why should Tyson Fury be the B-side again by having to travel to America? This shouldn't happen, in my opinion. Anyway, I'll drop the article in the description box. Of course, the bit that I read out was purely about Wilder versus Tyson Fury from Frank Warren, and of course he had to mention about Eddie Hearn, as he always does. So go give it a read yourself, come to your own conclusions. Again, thank you, Rob, for letting me know about this one. So anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.